In this village, no garbage truck has come for more than 20 years, and nobody here wants one back. It's just after 6 in the morning in Kamikatsu, deep in the mountains of Shikoku in southern Japan. An elderly woman stands at her kitchen sink, and she is washing her garbage. She rinses a yogurt pot until it's clean, peels the foil lid from the plastic, sets each part in a different pile by the door. This is not a chore she resents. It's a civic ritual one, repeated in almost every one of the roughly 500 lives scattered across these slopes. Because here, there is no collection, no truck at the curb. If you make waste in Kamikatsu, you clean it, you sort it, and you drive it yourself to a single building at the edge of town. And when they get there, they don't sort into 2 bins or 5. They sort into 45 categories, different colors of glass. Aluminium cans kept apart from steel. Spray cans, metal caps, newspaper, cardboard, magazines, each with its own place. The result is a number that sounds almost impossible. Kamikatsu recycles roughly 80% of everything it throws away, around 4 times Japan's national rate of about 20%. So this is the question that pulls us up the mountain. How does a remote, aging village do what entire nations cannot? And what would it actually cost the rest of us to copy it? To understand the answer, you have to go back to the smell. For years, Kamikatsu did what small towns everywhere did. It burned its trash in 2 small open incinerators, out in the open air. Then, at the turn of the millennium, Japan tightened its national limits on dioxin, a toxic byproduct of burning waste. Almost overnight, the village's little incinerators became illegal. The obvious fix was to build one big, modern, expensive incinerator instead. For a village this small, this poor, and this old, it was simply out of reach. So Kamikatsu made a stranger choice. If it couldn't afford to destroy its waste, it would try to stop producing it in the first place. In 2003, it became the first town in Japan to issue a formal zero-waste declaration, a public promise to send nothing to landfill or incineration by the year 2020. The heart of the plan is a low, sweeping building on the edge of the village. Seen from above, it's shaped like a question mark. Its name, quite literally, is why. It was built, deliberately, from the town's own, discards its windows salvaged and donated. Hundreds of mismatched frames stitched into a single glowing wall. The question mark is not decoration. It's an instruction. Every resident who arrives to drop off their waste is meant to stand there and ask, "Why did I buy this in the first place?" Inside, each of the 45 bins carries a small sign, not just what goes in it, but where it ends up and what it earns or costs the town to process. Suddenly, waste is not an abstraction hauled invisibly away. It's a ledger the whole village can read. Now, let's be honest about the cost, because this is where most feel-good stories quietly look away. This system runs on human labor, unpaid, repetitive, and demanding. In a village where many residents are well into their 70s and 80s, the sorting is real work. And for all that effort, Kamikatsu did not actually reach true zero by 2020. It reached about 80%, and then hit a wall of things nobody yet knows how to recycle. The last 20% certain plastics, disposable nappies, composite materials can't be fixed at the collection center. It can only be fixed further upstream by the people who make the stuff. So the town did something clever with the effort it saved. It made the easy things effortless too. There's a shop here called Kyuru Round and Round. You bring what you no longer need. You take what you do. No money changes hands, and the town tracks the tons that never became garbage at all. And nearly all food scraps never travel anywhere. Most households compost at home in subsidized bins, turning yesterday's dinner into next season's soil. Which brings us back to our question, why here and why not everywhere? The uncomfortable answer is that our recycling usually fails because of distance. In most of the world, the bin is the end of our relationship with an object. The truck comes and the consequence disappears. Kamikatsu simply refused that distance. It made every person carry their own consequences by hand into a building shaped like a question. And that proximity, not new technology, is what unlocked 80%. Now, no city of millions is about to abolish its garbage trucks. That's not the lesson, and pretending otherwise would be naive. The lesson is smaller and harder. Kamikatsu proves the ceiling is far higher than we assume, that 80% is not a fantasy, and that the real bottleneck sits with what's designed and made, not with what we are willing to sort. Delegations now travel from around the world to this remote mountain town to stand in front of that question mark and take notes. The village that couldn't afford to burn its trash ended up teaching the rest of us the most valuable thing of all: exactly how much is possible once you refuse to look away. I've put the full breakdown in the description, the 45 categories, the real numbers behind that 80%, and what actually transfers to a city near you. If this made you look differently at your own bin tonight, that link is where the story goes deeper.